Oh, it's yourself and welcome back to the Black Lodge for another episode of March Dram Madness. We are nearly there for the knockout round, the first 32 down to 16. We have 3 more to go. Let's kick right into it. Making up new phrases. We'll start with the Thompson Brothers blend, which is the Lowrie batch, and up against it is just this little one of a Benromach single cask for the Whisky bars of Scotland. 57.2%. Oh, it's going to be quite the head-to-head on this one. Roll the tape. So as you saw, 57.2% on the Benromach for the single cask, up against the Thompson Brothers Lowrie Reserve. You know, the Suzuki can only go so far, or can it? We're about to find out. 45.7%. Off the bat. There's a lot in there, but there's not a lot on the nose that I'm pulling out. It's very pleasant. Pleasant isn't a nosing note. Oh, that's pleasant. Why is it pleasant? I'm just getting pleasant lightness, vanilla-y, malty. That's all I'm getting off of that. I've got to be honest, that's what I'm getting. Palate, a lot more. Woof, springs to life. Hitting the side of my mouth. Tongue's going, whoa, hold the bus a minute. Where is that on the nose? There it is. Getting that a wee bit more now. I've got to come, it's like a hay. It's like a hay field, maybe end of spring hay field. Normally I would say that's like a virgin oak cask or something along those lines. Something light, the wood's imparting a lot of the flavour into it, the spirit's not doing a lot, but there's so much going on in there that it's difficult to really pull out an individual note. It's pleasant, it's nice, I've got no problems with it to drink, but I'm struggling to pin the tail on the donkey, so to speak. I don't quite know where I should be sitting with it on my palate, and I wonder if it's because I'm putting the pressure on myself to try and differentiate whiskey to whiskey and go, it must be like this. Interesting. Took a little sip of water there, see if maybe what would happen if I, with all that knowledge now and that nosing and that tasting, what would happen, because I'm struggling. More forward, a little bit more golden. Reminds me a little bit of the golden barley or the golden promise barley thing that Ardnamurchan put out and whatever. It's got along those lines, a little bit sweeter, a little bit more texture to it. That's about it. That's all I'm managing to pull out of it. But I'm glad I did that, just to kind of reset my palate and go again and hone in on one thing. Next up, blue. Reminds me of the swimming, walking into a leisure centre. I don't know why. Can it be right? Can it smell like a leisure centre, can it? Just needs a wee bit warmed up in the glass, I think. It's a strong, concentrated smell that I'm really struggling to put my finger on. I'm not quite landing on it. It's not alcohol-y, it's not overwhelming. There's a depth to it. I keep coming back to the barley and the malt, and in my head I can't get past that. Combine harvester. Front of the palate, there's a weight to it, there's a depth. Woods, pulling through. That last one I said, there was like the barley, golden. I think what I'm pulling for is like almost like a golden syrupy. It's not got the sweetness, but there's a roundedness to it. Very golden. Golden is where I keep landing. Quite from a cask influence, not super fruity, but weighty. Reminds me a lot like Springbank. Very similar style to a Springbank, where there's that kind of, I don't know how you describe it. I want to say dunnage, like the warehouse, but it's not a warehouse thing, because every whiskey's different and warehouses are different, whatever. There's just a weight to it. There's like a shoulder behind it of just experience that you would need to sit in the glass with that. I don't know, this format doesn't suit this at all. There's far more going on in that than this can deserve it. And then you go back to the other one. It's opened up in the glass a bit more. There's a bit more depth to it, a bit more kind of sensory experience, but it's still quite a subdued. It's not overpowering, it's not shouting. There's more to it than other whiskies that I've had on this that are in a similar vein. This is a tricky one, because my palate at this moment in time, and I think trying these, both of them need different circumstances than what they're in. I'm going to go for the one that's probably got the most potential long term, sitting in a glass and really enjoying. And that is the Benromach single cask. That was harder than I expected. Did struggle a bit in that. However, that means, sorry TB Lowrie, you're dead. On to the next one tomorrow. See you later on. Cheers.